What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're reading to my Seattle Seahawks mock draft. I am a Seahawks fan, so I want to get one of these out here. So anyway, let's get into it. So yeah, there you go. Let's start out the draft. If it will, there you go. There it goes. Not sure what this is doing down there. Sorry about that ad. But anyway, so we look at the first few picks, pretty realistic, those four. We look at some of these. This one offer, I'm not taking this. I feel like if Seattle's going to trade down, I think that the best option is to 8, where they could take, because I think that 3 players that the Seattle would probably want, or maybe to 9, I would say. I think if I was the GM of Seattle, I would want Jalen Carter, Tyree Wilson, and a little bit of a surprising one, Devon Witherspoon, cornerback out of Illinois. I'm a big Devon Witherspoon Witherspoon believer here. And if he, honestly, I think that a bigger need for Seattle is corner. I know that probably won't happen. Seattle doesn't like to pick corners that early, but that's who I would pick. That's like one of my hot takes here for the Seahawks. But, with these 4 going off the board at 5, I think you got to go with Jalen Carter there. I could see us trading down, like I said, to like 9 or something, but Jalen Carter is the best fit for us. I think we got to do it. So now PFN doesn't, they don't take Devon Witherspoon very early. So let's keep, okay, there he goes. So we're not going to trade up. The only thing I would have done was maybe Witherspoon to like jump the Commanders at 16 to get him. And dang, Devontae Banks, one of my guys, I really love Deonte Banks, goes off the board right there. So here we have 3 trade offers. I am not going to accept that one to the rival 49ers. Okay, this one's interesting. I want to see, like, these players. I don't want to... Can we just click it? Okay, there you go. See, like, I don't want to... We can offer this to them. So 27 and 59. That one's an interesting one. Who's on the board, though? I want to see that. Okay, I'm going to reject these 2 for now. I just want to see who's on the board. So we got players that I could see them picking here. We do need an edge. Nolan Smith. I feel like that would be a great pairing. Would be Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. We all know Jalen Carter's off the field concerns a bit here. That those are real. And getting Nolan Smith, who's a professional, a teammate to Jalen Carter, to go alongside Carter this season, that would be honestly a really good pick, I think, for Seattle. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take Nolan Smith. I'm not going to accept that trade at. I don't want to miss out on him because there's not really any other players here that I'm really looking at. Maybe Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is one of those players that we might think for trading up, but honestly, probably not. So, yeah, I'm going to take Nolan Smith. I feel like that's a good pick for them. All right, so we got our inside defense alignment and our edge. Quentin Johnston goes off the board. Let's see here. All right, so Zay Flowers is still on the board. Julius Brent's one of those players I think Seattle could reach on in the real draft. Really super athletic guy. Seattle loves those kind of players. Okay, we're going to reject this. Zay Flowers is still on the board. I think you got to take Zay Flowers if he's there. That one's a pretty easy one for me. We're taking Zay Flowers. Okay, moving on. Continue to scroll down. Osiris Torrance goes at the board. He would be one of those players that maybe Seattle could take early. Drew Sanders. I think the Seahawks do need a linebacker to maybe – they don't need one, but they probably need one for next year because of Wagner gone. They did sign Bush, so it's not that big of a need, as I've seen some other Seahawks fans say, but it is still a need. So that one's just a crazy trade right there. We could get 2 first-round picks next year. But honestly, I want to see. I really don't like how it doesn't let me see the trades first for some reason. Okay, this one, that one's the good one. So we're gonna, can I counter it and then just like say cancel? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's how you do it. All right, Hendon Hooker could be a player. I mean, I honestly cannot pronounce his name, but I know this guy. That could be a great pick. We did just draft Nolan Smith, but we could get a second guy. John Michael Schmitz on the board. There's a lot of good picks here. Honestly, I don't want to miss out on one of these players. Jack Campbell. But honestly, John Michael Schmitz. I mean, the offensive center. We need a center this draft. I mean, with him on the board, he could go in the first round. I think he could be like our 37th pick. But John Michael Schmitz, I feel like that's a pretty obvious one. So that's going to be my pick at 52. And so Jack Campbell goes off the board. That other guy from Northwestern still on the board here. Could be a trade up. No, he just went to the Panthers. Yeah, the Panthers saw it. They're like, we need to go up and get that guy. That's a pretty easy one. Siaki Ika could be a good fit for Seattle right there. Goes off the board. But yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, we did take. We haven't took a corner yet. I feel like that's the pick here. Corner. We need a cornerback. Okay. Probably not. Maybe. The Giants really want to trade up with us for some reason in this, so we're going to cancel that. We do still have that offer. And then there goes that ad again, so we're going to get that. Okay, there you go. But, all right, so let's look. We need a cornerback. Usually I draft a cornerback earlier, but all right, let's see here. Let me see here real fast. I'm looking at my board for a bit here. See the cornerbacks, if any, are on the board still. Okay, I don't think any of these guys are on the board. Maybe DJ Turner? No. Obviously, he's just too good. Yeah, none of my top 10 cornerbacks are on the board right now. So let's look at this real fast, guys. I'm trying to find the best cornerback that we could potentially draft. Jalen Jones could be a player, unless he's already went off the board. He went off. Garrett Williams out of Syracuse. There he is. He is really down the board on PFN. But I like him. And that's where I think we trade down. What are the guards? The guards is the other pick that we could do here, is get an offensive guard. Just in case there's someone good there. No, it's really, yeah, all these guys aren't very good. So I think we're going to accept that offer with the Giants. Get a 5th-round pick next year. Just to move down 6 spots. I mean, an extra pick's an extra pick, so that's pretty easy. Hopefully they don't take Garrett from us. I doubt it. And then, I mean, like, I feel like you don't move down twice, so we're just going to say we take a little bit of a move down to the Giants, 6 spots. It is what it is. I mean, Darius Rush on the board. I mean, let me just take a look here. Maybe some other good corners on my board. I mean, Clark Phillips already went off the board out of Utah. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like Garrett Williams is the best corner on the board here. So he's really down on PFN's mock, but I really like Garrett Williams out of Syracuse. He'll be a good fit there in Seattle. So moving on. We got our cornerback. I feel like we've gotten our 5 big needs right here. Inside defense lineman, edge, cornerback, center, and wide receiver. Jaden Reed. I know we just drafted a receiver, but Jaden Reed, my guys, if he's in the third round, if he's still available, he could be the next Tyler Lockett. I mean, I really like Jaden Reed. He's a really good player for them. Jaron Hall, I'm a BYU fan. He goes off the board. I could see Seattle drafting him to be a backup to Geno or to Drew Lock. I mean, just be a developmental guy. Probably not. Drew Lock is your guy, your backup at this point. But 123 here. We need a guard. We need a linebacker. And I could see us drafting a running back as well. So let's look here. Offensive guards. I'm not too familiar with like any of these guys besides Andrew. Like this is the guy I'd pick is Andrew out of USC. But if we look at the linebacker room here, I'm not really familiar with a lot of these guys. One running back I'm really looking at for the Seahawks here. There's no trade offers as well, so we're not going to trade down from here. Let's look. The other running back out of Texas is the guy I'm looking at. Forgot his name. I think he would be an excellent fit behind. So you got Chase Brown on the board. I think he's off the board. His name is slipping my mind. What is it? Roshan Johnson. He's off the board, I think. Yeah, but Tyjae Spears, he's not the best fit, but my oh my, he's really good, and PFN's low on him. Chase Brown could be a player. But I honestly don't think we should go with let's go with the linebacker. I'm gonna go with the Texas linebacker here. Overshown. It's either Overshown or Williams, I think, but I'm gonna go with DeMarvin Overshown with this pick out of Texas. Get that developmental linebacker. I know we need a guard. Maybe we should have gone with a guard there, but it's fine. There's some decent guard prospects in round 5 that's just like can develop. Maybe you can hit on one. That's really what you're looking for if you draft a guard this late, an offensive lineman in general this late. There goes Chase Brown off the board. That's unfortunate. Parker Washington really slips in this mock. All right, we're up now. We got 2 picks here. And Tyjae Spears still on the board. I feel like we have to go with him. He's too good. But then Brandon Daniels out of Utah. Solid guard there. Andrew. I mean, that guy that I still was going to pick, I'll pick him. Just hope that Spears doesn't get picked here. He does not. We could trade down 1 pick to the Niners. I'm sorry, Niners, but there's no point in that, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. Offensive guard. This is where... Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, we picked him. Sorry, my bad. Tyjae Spears comes off the board. He's just too good. He'll be a great backup to Kenneth Walker. That's a really good pick in the 5th round. So we got 2 more picks, I believe. Yeah. So I'm honestly not for drafting a QB unless it's Jaron Hall. I feel like we could draft I feel like with this next pick, I think we should just go with an edge player, a safety, or maybe another cornerback, or a receiver. Those are my picks here. We're going to see who we pick. And there we are, 198. Let's get out of that. And look here. All right, so let's look at the receivers. Is Puka Nacua on the board? Yeah, I really do like Puka out of BYU. And then if we look at the edge might be a better pick here to get a second one. What the heck? Yaya He has slipped all the way into this round. Are you serious? PFN is really low on this dude out of Louisville, Yaya Dibey. I could see this guy going in the 4th round or the 3rd even. Yeah, that's a pretty easy pick for me then. I'm going with him. Yaya DB out of Louisville. Pretty good pick there for the Seahawks in the 6th round. I mean, geez. That's a steal for Seattle. Okay, the last pick in this draft. Which we got in round 7, 237. No other picks. There goes Puka Nacua off the board. If he was there, I would have gone with him, but he's not. So I already know who I'm going to go with this pick. Once we get down to it. A little bit slow, guys. Sorry about that, but yeah. There we go. There we are. I know who I'm going with. I'm going to go with A.J. Finley, safety out of Ole Miss. That's who I'm going with right there. And that will wrap up the Seahawks mock draft. So, we'll get the little recap screen going a bit here. Comment down below what you guys think. If you're a Seahawks fan, if you're just some random fan watching this, hope you enjoyed it. But I want to get the recap out. Yep, just 2 more picks. So there we are. First pick at number 5, we got Jalen Carter, 20 Nolan Smith, 37 Zay Flowers, John Michael Schmitz at 52, Garrett Williams from trading down at 89, 123 DeMarvion Overshone, 151 Andrew Voorhees, 154 IJ Spears, 198 Yaya DB. I can't pronounce that name, but he's the edge out of Louisville. A steal, honestly.